Hello my bookish lovelies, Kira here, and today I'm going to be talking about a list of books that I would either reread, rewrite, or burn. I actually picked a bunch of fantasy books. This is going to be all fantasy, both YA and adult, and they are completed, most of them are completed series, and I thought like it would be fun. Now I'm probably going to torture myself like over some of these because, you know, reasons, but I picked these books out specifically because I wanted to like test myself like against each book. Now this is going to be a hard thing for me because I actually love a lot of the series that were in here. So this should be an interesting thing. So let's go ahead and pick the first three. Shake it up really good so that nothing... Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pick out all three of them first. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself because I know this is probably going to be... Okay, so the first one is A Court of Thorns and Roses, the series. Okay. And then the second one is Mazerunner. And then the third one is The Mortal Instruments. Okay. Wow. This is going to be really hard. So, I mean, honestly, like, out of all three of these, I think I would probably burn Mazerunner. I know that's probably going to be, like, an unpopular opinion, but out of all three of these, like, Mazerunner is my least favorite series that I've read out of all three of these. So I'm burning Mazerunner. And then, let's see, The Mortal Instruments. See, The Mortal Instruments was really hard for me because I really liked the first three books in the Mortal Instruments series because it was originally meant to be a trilogy. And I wasn't like as big of a fan like of the last three, so I would love to be able to segment that out like where I kind of like reread the first three and then burn the last three, but that's not how this works. And then with A Court of Thorns and Roses, I really loved the first two books. The third book was okay, but I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do A Court of Thorns and this is going to be so like... This is going to be like very controversial, but I would actually reread A Court of Thorns and Roses and rewrite Mortal Instruments series because I actually liked over half of this series so far and like struggled with the last three books in this one, the Mortal Instruments. So, but I liked the first two books in the Court of Thorns and Roses series and I really struggled with the Mortal Instruments, like the last three books in that one. So, yeah. This is not going to be an easy thing. Okay, so next round. My hand doesn't fit in the jar. Okay, so let's see what we got. Alright, we have The Cruel Prince series by Holly Black. We have Damsel, which is a standalone by Elena K. Arnold. And that's also a YA fantasy. And then we have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Oh dear. Okay. Oh man. Shoot. Okay. I don't know why I did this to myself. So Discovery of Witches. Let's go ahead and just narrow this down. Like The Discovery of Witches. I loved the first book. The second two books in that series like were not so great. Like I wasn't a huge fan. I read them. I appreciated them for what they were, but like it wasn't like everything to me. So I mean, technically I would reread the first book in The Discovery of Witches because I really love that one. Like that one hooked me. I read it in a day. Man, but so we have also like The Cruel Prince, and that's like one of my favorite series. And Damsel's like one of my favorite standalone YA fantasy books also. Oh man. Okay, so I think, oh God, I don't even know which one I would burn. Because I really love Damsel. Damsel was very feminist and it didn't get like a lot of like positive, you know, things about it because like of how it was viewed. But I thought it was very well like presented. Man. Okay, so, like, actually, like, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't feel like there is a right choice in this, so I'm just gonna have to make one. I'm gonna, oh, man, this is, I can't even, I'm having trouble saying the words. I'm gonna burn A Discovery of Witches. Oh, no. And then I'm going to reread The Cruel Prince and rewrite Damsel. Oh man, okay. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and let's move on, because we knew this was not going to be easy like when we started this, but this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So, oops, I dropped one. Alright, so the first one we have Scythe by Neil Shusterman, that series. Oh, okay. I'm so nervous. Like, what did I pick? Red Rising. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Those are both really good series. Please be something I'm gonna burn. Elantris. Oh no! Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. What am I gonna do? Oh man, this is stressful. It's really sad because I like rated like all of these really high. Oh man. This is not gonna be easy. I'm probably about to make like a lot of enemies on this, but once again, like there's no right answer. I love all of these so much and it's like I have to pick and I don't want to. Oh no. I've been wanting to record this video for a while, and this is probably like why I've been putting this off, because like I knew it was going to cause me like so much stress. Oh man, I really love Elantris. I really love Scythe, and I really love Red Rising. Now, as far as like Red Rising goes, I really loved the first book. Like, I loved it. Now, the second and third book was okay. Like, it was okay. Like, I don't know. I loved the whole series like as a whole, but like in comparison to the first book and Red Rising series, if I was to compare them, the first one was definitely by far and above my favorite. While I did love the whole series, the first one I felt like was like edge of my seat, like, you know, heart racing. And actually, I think I loved it because it reminded me like of an adult version of like Hunger Games in space, because of how everything like was set up. So that's like one of the reasons like why I loved Red Rising, because it reminded me of that. But like Scythe was amazing too. And I actually really loved all three of those books, and I felt like all three of them were very fitting. So, and then Elantris was a standalone adult fantasy, and I don't feel like that could have been rewritten. So please don't hate me, but I'm gonna burn Red Rising. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm probably gonna rewrite Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and I'm going to reread Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. And this was hard. This was hard. And don't think I take great pleasure in any of the decisions like that I just made, because I am feeling very remorseful about this right now. I should have, like, I guess like the easiest like decision I made was like right at the beginning, because Mazerunner was like right at the top, and I actually didn't like that one. All the other ones that I pretty much picked like right now, I loved. So let's just go ahead. I just want to move on. I want to get this. This is like pulling off a band-aid. Okay, so let's go ahead and oh man. Okay, let's I'm so nervous. This is gonna be bad. I put way too many series in here that I love. Okay, so I got my 3 papers. Let's go into next round. Okay, the Wayward Children's Series by Shannon Mcguire. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Yes, I put that one in there also. And then, oh god, please be something I... Divergent. Okay, this is a little bit easier. This is a little bit easier. Okay, this one's almost like a no contest. I loved Divergent, but like in comparison like to the other two, I liked Divergent less. So I'm definitely going to be burning Divergent. Divergent, like this is a no contest. Now the Wayward Children's Series, I loved it. I did. But this would be a rewrite for me for the Wayward Children's Series, and I would reread Mistborn, because I've actually been craving like a reread for Mistborn lately. So that one is a little bit easier, but still decisions never are easy. So let's go ahead and do the next 3. I guess that one popped out at me. All right, let's see what we got for the 3. So we have the Ash Princess series by Laura Sebastian. And then we have Nevernight by J. Kristoff. Oh dear, what's the third one? Please be something. Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Oh dear. Okay, this is... Okay, so this is not as hard as the last one. I would probably burn the Ash Princess. I love that series, but, you know, I would rewrite Nevernight, and I would reread Priory of the Orange Tree because, like, the Priory of the Orange Tree is a fantastic female fantasy book, and I love it to pieces. Please read it. Yeah, so I would definitely do that. So let's go ahead and get on to the next round. We have the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. Yep, I put that one in there. I haven't read the most recent one yet, but... Vicious by Victoria Schwab. Oh no. Please be something I hate, or like less hard to make a decision out of. Queen of the Tierling. Oh no. Oh, these are all series that I gave 5 out of 5 stars to. Queen of the Tierling trilogy, Vicious by V.E. Schwab, and the Dresden Files. Okay, this is like, once again, there are no right answers for this. Just hard decisions. So I'm probably going to do reread on the Dresden Files because no matter how many times I read that, I still love it. Oh God. Was that even the right decision? There's no right decision. Okay, so I have Vicious, Queen of the Tierling, and the Dresden Files. Oh man, I'm second guessing like myself, like on the Dresden Files, like rereading. Please send help. So Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Oh, which one do I burn? Like, because if I get that out of the way, I think it might be easier. Man. And which one do I... How do I make this decision? Who knew like little pieces of paper could cause so much havoc on my poor brain and my emotional stance on all of these books. Okay. So, because see, the Dresden Files is like 15 books long, and overall I loved the majority of them. Now there was a few like that I was just kind of like okay with. Vicious is like there's only 2 books in that series, and I love both of them. And then Queen of the Tierling, like I wasn't so big like on the first book, but like I really loved the second 2, which is kind of weird because the third book was extremely polarizing, and that's like what pretty much made or broke the series for people. And Queen of the Tierling, by the way, is by Erica Johansson if you're wanting to look it up. So, oh man, I have to make a decision because we have to keep this moving. I'm going to have to burn Queen of the Tierling. Ugh. I feel that right here. I feel it. Okay. And then we have the Dresden Files, which I would rewrite, and then Vicious I would reread. Yep. Okay. Now that we have that over, we have a few more here. I think we have enough for 3 or 4 more rounds. Let the torture continue. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what the first one is. The first one is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Oh. Okay. The next one after that is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. And then we have the third one, which is Harry Potter. Oh, okay. See, this is a problem because with everything that's been going on with JK Rowling, like I grew up loving these books. Like this has been such a bonding experience, like for me and my parents. Like we all like got together and read the books, and like it's unfortunate like that JK Rowling went in the direction like that she did, being the fact that she's transphobic, because this actually, like this Harry Potter series really has a lot of sentimental value, because since then me and my parents have read, they do audiobooks, I read the physical books, and we have read countless books together because of this series, because this is what actually started us doing that. So I can't, like, because of like all of the emotions like that I have regarding like this and how it's been such a bonding experience, I can't hate this series even if I don't like the author anymore. So for the Harry Potter, I would probably reread Harry Potter, rewrite Shadow and Bone, and burn The Wicked Deep, because out of all of these, The Wicked Deep, if we're basing like this off storyline alone, I I actually, like, The Wicked Deep, like, left me feeling kind of like mixed emotions, even though I really liked how atmospheric it is, and I thought it was beautiful. So please don't hate me for doing that, but I mean, the fact that Harry Potter has been such a bonding experience for me and my parents has been such a big deal, and I wouldn't change anything about that bonding experience. Once again, even though I don't agree with the author. Alright, so let's see, we got the first one here. What do we got? Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, which is actually called the Shattered Sea Trilogy. We have Illuminae by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. And then we also have the third one, which is Six of Crows Duology. I'm about to make some more enemies on this. So I'll be honest, like, as far as the Six of Crows series, I actually prefer the Shadow and Bone trilogy more. Mainly because, like, I liked the old feel of the fairy tale aspect, like that Shadow and Bone gave me, and I don't feel like I really got that from Six of Crows. Six of Crows felt a little bit more modern, and while I really, really love the characters in there, especially, like, you know, Kaz and Inej, like, that was, like, everything. I have to say, like, overall, like, as much as I love that series, I have to say, like, I prefer Shadow and Bone to the Six of Crows duology. Please don't hate me, so I'm gonna have to burn Six of Crows. That's gonna be such an unpopular opinion. And then I would probably reread Half a King by Joe Abercrombie and rewrite Illuminae. I loved the second Illuminae book, Gemina, in the trilogy. The first one was okay, and the second and the third one was okay, but I loved the second one, Gemina, in Illuminae. It's my favorite one in the trilogy. And Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, like, I pretty much loved all three of them, so I'm going, like, based on, like, you know, which one I love the majority of the series more. So, okay. Next, it's like I got enough for 2 more rounds. We have Strange the Dreamer Duology by Lanny Taylor. We also have A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab trilogy, and then we also have The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Wow. Okay. This is going to be another hard one, because The Hunger Games have meant a lot to me too. They don't have the same kind of nostalgia factor for me as Harry Potter does, because I only actually recently got my parents to watch all 4 of the movies, and they haven't listened to any of the books. So, like, it's not the same. So I really loved A Darker Shade of Magic. I really did. I know this is another unpopular opinion, but The Hunger Games has been with me a lot longer, and so while I don't have the same kind of, like, sentimentality I do for how it relates to my parents, it is a series, like, that I really love, and I feel like I've grown up with, you know, so I feel like that's going to be kind of like a hard decision for me. Man, please don't hate me for this. I may have made these, but I did not create the combinations. This is completely random. So I'm probably going to have to burn A Darker Shade of Magic, even though I really love that series. And then I'm going to rewrite The Hunger Games. I'm going to reread The Hunger Games and rewrite Strange the Dreamer. Now, I love Strange the Dreamer, and I love how beautiful it is, but it is a slow burn, and it takes me forever to get through it, which was really, really difficult. And I know Strange the Dreamer can be pretty polarizing, and it taught me, like, a lot about dreams, but yeah, so I struggled a little bit with that one, but I still really love the series. Okay, we got enough for, I just dumped out the last one. We are empty. All right, last 3. Steelheart by it's a trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. It's his YA trilogy. Let's see, we also have The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. And then we have, for the last one, Monsters of Verity by Victoria Schwab, which is a duology. So out of all of the Victoria Schwab series that I've read quite a few. Monsters of Verity, by far and above, had to have been my least favorite duology that I've read by her. Even though I really enjoyed it, I thought it was really good, and it was very different from, like, a lot of the other things that I have read by her. But I really, as far as, like, in comparison, like, to all 3 of these, I feel like Monsters of Verity was, like, on the lower end of the spectrum, so I'm probably going to burn that one. And then I would probably reread The Lunar Chronicles and rewrite Steelheart, because as much as I love Steelheart, the main character has got some seriously corny jokes in it, and I would probably do less of that. So Alright, so that is the last round of Reread, Rewrite, or Burn. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. This was not an easy video to make. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon if you guys want to receive emails every single time I post. I am also on Instagram, Amazon, Goodreads, and Twitter. Those links are linked in the description below, and I will see you guys again very soon.